G'day everyone and welcome to the Insight NBA show. I'm your host, Matty G, and today a special one. I am in an analyst mock draft. It's a points league as well. So I'm going to take you through my first two picks. It's coming my way any second back on around. I've made my first one. And again, we are talking points league. So when we're talking points league, we're not talking about the usual value that we get from guys. We're talking about guys that just put numbers on the board exclusively. This changes values. Guys like Paolo Banchero shoot up draft boards. Giannis shoots up the draft board. You've got to attack this differently from a categories league. And if you've never done a points league before, it's a lot of fun. I'm going to start taking you through my picks, and we're going to take through who the analysts are taking in a points league right after this.
They're playing basketball.
It's time to strap in and get ready. The Insight NBA team is in the arena, bringing you the ultimate play-by-play on who's hot and who's not to help you win your leagues and dominate your mates. You're now hooping with your hosts, Matty G, Skitty, and Mally for the Insight NBA show.
Now, it's a little bit different when we come to these parts because I can actually hold my cue here, which is nice. I can just put it over here and I can be okay. And I can absolutely be happy with that one. You can see my first two picks there. I am at number 8. If you don't know, Alex Buratha is hosting this from Roto World. I haven't added to my queue yet. I always want to take the best guy that's available on the board. I'm picking at number 8. Mattrix from Insight is drafting at 12 in the spot. And I've started off strong with Joel Embiid and LeBron James. Now, there is an injury cloud always over Joel Embiid in Philadelphia, but I'm not factoring that in. I think he's a top 5 points league player. But he gets a bit dinged with the injuries. I didn't want to leave him there for Keller because I just think that begins a good shout. We start to see guys move off the board much earlier than usual. Let's take notice of a couple of them. Paolo Banchero right there in the second round for Scott Keller. You were never doing that in a category league. Like in a category league, you're going to have to ask them to wind back the clock. And you're going to be thinking this guy is not very smart. You'd be like, yeah, you could be stupid, but you're not. In this one, it's different. Guys around the same value you can see are the same. Jokic, Doncic. Wemby takes a bit of a hit, I feel, and you can see that reflected here. Giannis, he moves well on up in the rankings. Shea, Anthony Davis, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, Trae Young, Tyrese Halliburton, and Edwards, Kevin Durant there for Mattrix. Nothing outside the realm of possibility there whatsoever. Now, I'm looking at my screen in the studio. I'm going to get back onto this one and move this down a little bit to make it bigger. So I'm kind of looking at a strategy to get as many points and to fill my cup, my collective fantasy cup wherever I can, and just score. And again, this is the emphasis that in points leagues, you can always get some late flyers and some points, but those guys go off. So then you grab storing for the end and for guys who can blow up and some upside. Here, guys will start to go earlier who are getting those points in bulk and volume. Like we said, Ja Morant back here for Karan. You can see that he's been picked up here. Now, Karan's taken a great pick in Ja Morant there, and that's right around his ADP. So just make sure that when you are drafting, you do check your settings in your league as well, because I've known blokes who've been like, oh, mate, I thought it was in a bloody category league. It's points. And that kooks yourself. Guys like here, Steph Curry, I think that's value. And this is one of the first guys you get to start to see like, oh, why not Steph Curry? Okay, he does score a lot. That's true. But there's other guys around this marker before him who are going to add you volumes. It's a collective accumulation of stats. Whereas some guy like Alperen Şengün, he might score 22 points a game, possibly, but get you rebounds, get you assists, and add those others that are combined totals for points that you need. And just to get those collectives up. Guys like Zion Williamson here, you'll absolutely love that. Coming back to me, DeJounte Murray, Pascal Siakam. Look, I've got an injury cloud over my head. I've got two guys sitting here on the board. I've got Kyrie and I've got Kawhi. Now, I'm going to cuff it because he's probably the best on board. And I've got some old men going on, but I think Kawhi's going to have another good season. He got pulled last minute, but I'm starting to get a really strong case for a really strong team here that is giving me across the board statistics. Joel Embiid, really good passer, going to get me assists, going to drive those, those points up as well. Obviously, one of the league's top scorers, LeBron James, all-time scoring leader. Now, yes, he's not a 30-point scorer a night anymore, and it's more likely going to be AD than not that blows up. But look at what he does across the board. He just gets you those cumulative stats. So I think that's really strong to base my team off. Kawhi, I had the choice around when I had LeBron to have LaMelo Ball. Now, I'm not going to take my first 2 picks every single day of the week. I've been a big advocate of building around teams where I can get LaMelo and Kawhi at value. As far as we know, LaMelo, fine. Coming back, playing, we'll be good to go. Kawhi was just about to play in the Olympics, but didn't. Now, Kyrie is still on the board. Yeah, there you go. You got to go. You got to take him, Steve. Good picking, Steve. Back to Mattrix, who I think has built really good picks at the turn here. Kevin Durant and Sabonis at the turn here. Sabonis might not score a lot of points, but get you a lot of those other counting stats that are really valuable in something like this. Now, we're coming into the 40s in a second. Fred VanVleet here. Now, it's not a bad pick, but Fred VanVleet doesn't score like he's required to. We'll get you assists. We'll get you rebounds. Paul George, solid picking here. I'm looking for a guy again who can complement a team and do everything. And I'm really filling up my forward spots. If you look at my positions over here, I've got my roster, I've got my guard. Thank God they put bloody Kawhi as a guard. But my first forward spot's LeBron, and my center spot is there, Joel. Ooh, do I take another forward? Because I'm looking at value right around. Okay, Lowry Markkanen, massive. DeMar DeRozan kind of guys, but Lowry Markkanen's still on the board for me. A shout. Tyrese Maxey is at the top of my queue with Jaren Jackson there. So these guys, Jalen Williams, not so as keen on. Bane, I like the chance of that. There's someone else who I've got my eye on late. And if he comes back to me now, I'm probably thinking in this build, a good distributor, a good guy who can fill it up. He started off so woefully last year. Do I just get another guard and fill up on points and assist to Tyrese if he's there? Keller's gonna do my head in. Because I like Julius Randle now, but I think some value might be eaten away on him. Another guy I could. Lowry was my other dude. All right, I don't have a pure guard yet, and I want to handcuff the Joel Embiid pick. So I'm going to give Tyrese Maxey probably a slight bump on where I would usually take him. I think Julius Randle's the guy I should go, but I've got a couple of guard forwards here. I'm going to take Tyrese because that's my Joel Embiid handcuff as well. I took him with my first pick. He goes down. Paul George, he's already off the board. He went at the beginning of this third round to Mattrix, who did a really nice coupling there of Fred VanVleet and Paul George. Big fan of that for Matty. Well done, Mattrix. Well played. But here, I'm definitely looking at Jaylen Brown. So these are the guys that I all thought were going to start going off the board that are going off the board. Jaren Jackson Jr. is still there. Now, he's probably around 40, 45. There's a couple of Jalen Williams. Now, Jalen Williams going off the board later than what he usually would in a Cats league. Larry Markkanen, completely down on a Cats league. Like, in a Cats league, he's like top 25. And you can see here he's going into the 40s. Doesn't give you the assists and the volume up. Now, Cam Thomas. Karan. Look, it is a points league. And we all know that Blake loves a lot of cheeky points. And that's where he's going to get it. You might actually say that that's a... you might think around if you were doing in a normal draft and be like... But it's actually a really, really solid pick here because Cam Thomas is a known scorer. If he can drive up the rest of his assets, like his stats around that, he's going to profile well. And he does get, I guess you could say, a bit of a bump, 50-ish. So it's kind of on there. But you start to scratch your head a little bit when you start to see Cam's name go off this early in draft. Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bane, a couple of Grizzlies going back down there. I'm very curious to see. I know that this is Kingy. I'm going to message Kingy in the chat. Where's my phone? I'm going to be like, where do we go? Kingy. I'm going to do this because I don't often. I'm going to shout out to Adam King. Adam King out here getting bloody hell. I did it wrong. I'm going to tell him straight away and see if he replies. Actually, I'm going to try and call him because he's in the mock draft. And I know he's on it right now. And I know he's about to go for a holiday. I'll see if I can get a surprise Kingy cameo on. I'll just do it a bit cheeky. Just see if we can get him on here. Here we go. Where's Kingy? We'll find out. Finishing off that round, we've got Gobert and here. Oh, geez. I think it's a little bit still early for Jalen Green, but he is going off the board. Call me back in here, you bastard. Yeah, the person I'm calling is call me back so I can ask you how much you love LaMelo, because he's right there on LaMelo Island for me this year. And LaMelo in a points league, getting a bloke of first round value in the second round like that in a points league, absolutely huge. Now, there goes the guy that I had my eye on. So Paul Martinez, right there, has taken Julius Randle. Now, I think that was the steal on the board. I think in a points league, Julius Randle could possibly be a top 30, 35 player. So right now, when you come back around to the turn and Julius Randle is sitting there, you're kind of just rubbing your hands together at pick 50 going like, yep, thank you very much. Franz Wagner going off the board. Jamal Murray. And there goes quickly another one of my guys that I like in my line. Now, I did have I'm really happy that I took Maxey here right now because the forward spots start to get around it a little bit. There's another center that I have in mind. Now, I'm just cautious around this area because I know that Kingy's probably going to take him because we draft very fucking similar, to be fair. Is he going to take Giddey? Oh, Kingy, you took DeRozan. Okay. Mikal Bridges has gone, you know what? I'm kind of okay with this. A guy who gets a really big bump up right around now, and it is a one center league, so I can bring my roster down here and move that around. It is a one center league, so I probably don't need another one. I'm looking for a power forward that afterwards. I'm probably going to go RJ Barrett because he's never met points he doesn't like, and he's going to score them at absolute bloody spades. Also, guard eligible. So I can interchange my player and my roster down here as to fit. Now, I can move my Fantrax gear around and show you my roster just really quickly. Great thing about Fantrax is you can move your dudes around. So you can actually filter your draft in some of the Fantrax gear. So I'm filling out right now with Kawhi Leonard, Tyrese Maxey, RJ Barrett, LeBron James, and Joel Embiid. Coming back around before that, again, Mikal Bridges. Think early for Mikal. DeMar DeRozan, quickly, Murray, Wagner, Randall, and Green. And I will put over here Kingy and Karan. Please stop sniping. Thanks. Great work, lads. Great. After this one, love this pick as well. Miles Bridges up around the 50s at 57. Darius Garland here at 58 and 59. We're coming up off the board right about now. So all these dudes that I like, we're probably rounding out our team nicely, getting a lot of points. Now, I've got my eyes on, to be fair, I'm going to do this one because I know it's going to piss the rest of the boys off. And I don't want to take Tobias Harris here. I don't want to take Houses Harris, but I'm going to put him in my queue. But I think Tobias Harris is going to have an absolute avalanche of points. But I'm also looking for possibly Josh Giddey. Now, he's going to get me rebounds. He's going to get me assists. He's going to score pretty well, I would say, in Chicago this year. And I'm all for it. Now, I love that for Mattrix. Mattrix has got a good team rounding out right about now. He's got Kevin Durant, Sabonis. Just the position flexibility you get from Domas, you've got to love. Fred VanVleet, Paul George, Jarrett Allen, and Brandon Miller. I'll see if I can get Mattrix on the phone. I've got to get someone on this. It's boring if it's just me. Matty OB. Buzz me. Here we go. See if we can get Mattrix on the phone. It's a bit of a cameo. He did pop up in our Yahoo cameo last night as well. In our ESPN cameo show. That was a bit of a fun one. Brandon Miller there, nothing but upside for him. You've got to love that pick around there. Jalen Duren here, quite nice. Again, this is more of his category. He doesn't really hurt you as much, but I'm looking to, here's Mattrix. Here we go. We're doing a pod, Matty. You're on the phone. I'm recording. We're in it.
Snot by my fat fingers. I went to select Laurie Markkinen instead of Paul George and press rolled up.
He was still there. I was talking about tossing up Larry Markkinen around that spot as well, but I went Tyrese Maxey and Marketing got sniped from me the pick afterwards. I've got my eyes right now on my roster. I've taken RJ Barrett. I've got Tobias Harris and Josh Giddey. I'm probably going to go Giddey. I'm gonna go Giddey and add some more assists and also piss some people off because I know that they want that in the chat. What's been your best pick so far, Matty?
I'm always happy to take KD and Sabonis, but I think Fred VanVleet really slid to me at the end of the third.
Yeah, we were talking. We weren't talking about it, obviously, because I'm doing a solo podcast and you're in it. But I was saying you've got to be loving how you ramp that up. I know that you love value on KD. Domas, just position flexibility there for you where you can get forward and center eligibility from him on fan tracks, but he just fills it up across the board. But you're chasing points in your next one because he doesn't give you the points that De'Aaron Fox or let's say DeMar DeRozan do in the team. Love Fred VanVleet there for you. We mentioned him last night in the Yahoo and ESPN shows. Poor George, Allen, and Miller. Who have you got? I won't take them now, but is there one guy in a points league that hasn't gone off the board yet that you think is absolute value? I know it's bad luck to mention this, but you kind of got to do it when you're on the phone. And I promise I won't snipe them. I promise.
Look, I'm far away that I'm actually okay with maybe taking a Terry Rozier or a Bradley Beal or somebody like that. That might not hit, but could probably return top 60 value as we start to get, what are we up to? Getting up to like pick 80, 90. So. Yeah,
we're just in the late 70s right here at the Turner. And after me at Josh Giddey, Miles Turner, DeAndre Ayton, who was the other pure center that I have. But again, after I've got a pure center, I want to lock down power forward center eligibility. That's more on my agenda. Karan taking Kuminga, Zach LaVine going after that, Kyle Kuzma, Kobe White's off the board. And mate, I know that you're on the road driving, you're drafting, and Kristaps Porzingis, that's about as far for him that it goes if we can stash him in an IR spot. Brandon Ingram, who could be possibly traded, we don't know this year. But mate, thanks so much for joining us for the cameo, and have an absolute cracking drive to work, and we'll see you soon.
Cheerio.
Bye, mate. There we go. I told you. I just know Matty. He's going to be absolutely going, oh, geez, they've let me get Sabonis. He loves Sabonis at the end of the first, early second round. All right, Brandon Ingram right there going off the board as well. Good time is being had by all in the draft room. You can say that one. KP does sting a little bit. I was after him, but again, my dude Tobias Harris is still around there, and I've got him as like a top 60-ish player in points leagues. Austin Reeves, good. You keep taking these guys. I know Tobias Harris isn't long for me. I know. Do I get Jordan Poole? See, this is where guys like Poole, who I think when we Tobias Harris, you bastard, Nick Whalen. Oh, you know what? You're a lovely man. I'm assuming. I don't know who you are. I know who you are. Just haven't met you before. Tobias Harris in the back burner right there. Love that pick for Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris going off the board here. What he's going to do in Detroit this year, I think is fantastic. Tobias Harris in his transactions fantasy right here, you can see that he has gone 7th round, pick 3. Now, that's far too late as far as I'm concerned because he is be one of the adults in the room, let's say, in Detroit, and that's going to bring us some value come draft day if we RP him up in the 80s. Bradley, oh shit, I knew it was going to happen. Oh, Bradley Beal, Jordan. I've got to put Jordan Poole in here. I'm sure I'm going to have to get Poole before somebody else does, if no one else does. Oh, there he goes straight away. Bradley Beal and Poole. Alex Buratha. Great picking by Buratha. Loving how his team is shaping up around Giannis. Anthony Simons. This is where the last of the pure, let me score a shitload of points guys are going to start to go very, very soon. You know who's going to give me some value here? If I balanced out too many guards. He's just about to fall to me. He's right there. Derek White, I really do like around this zone. I also don't mind D'Angelo Russell. I don't think it's... Do I do Nurk? Do I do Nurkic? I do have Nurk. It's another center. I don't like it, but I think he's dropped enough now for me to be able to pick this up at value. Yeah, I'm going to draft Nurkic. It's a 1 center league. But I do want another handcuff there that's decent as well in case Embiid does go down. So right here, I'm thinking like, okay, Embiid goes down. I haven't completely eaten it. I probably need another center just in case. I don't want one that's horrible, but I have to clamber over my waiver wire for. Much better free throw shooter. Not that that's a category here, but he can get to the line and knock them down a little bit more to add to my points total than a guy like maybe Jalen Duren. Mark Williams is still around. He was another guy that I was also thinking of as we go through the centers. Lopez, Jabari Smith Jr. here. I don't mind that. And I've left my guy Hartenstein there on the side. Another power forward center eligible guy, doesn't do it as well as in cat leagues, is Dan Gafford. Chris Middleton here for Keller. I like that a lot. He was another guy I was flirting with. But again, I've got a lot of guard and forward eligibility here, apart from LeBron. Even though we know that he is pretty much the default point guard of the Los Angeles Lakers, he doesn't get guard eligibility sheerly for that fact. So kind of had to steer away from that one. Ooh, I just need to pour some points on, I think. Probably just need to pour a whole bloody bunch of points on. Jeez. It gets tough. It gets tough around here for points guys going 20 a game. Where am I going? Oh, do I go D'Lo? Yeah, I do. I like D'Angelo Russell around now. Mattrix also knows him. Mattrix. Oh, Jesus, you bastard. I should call him. Otherwise, we're looking very much later down the bottom of a barrel where we have to start drafting guys like Scoot Henderson. Because as you see, the big scoring guys like that, Jordan Poole and Cam Thomas, incredibly bloody early, as we saw early on. Cam Thomas flying off here. That's an absolutely huge, huge call. Cam Thomas going off here. Round 4, pick 8. Now, in this setting, fine with it. Absolutely fine. John Collins, good picking to finish up the end of the 7th round there. We've got Collins. You bastard, Mattrix. Oh, I just want to message him and be like, you bastard. I'm just like, here we go. Asshole. Asshole. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to say absolute pure asshole. Tyler Hero, another guy I was probably looking at. I just keep on picking up this dude a lot in drafts, and I don't have the highest amount of stock in him, but I'm going to cue in Colin Sexton right around here in case he goes, because Keller absolutely did my head in last time. But I like Sexton. He's going to get points for me. Bogdan Bogdanovic, another great pick. Needed a guard, pure guard. I'll slot him in there, and I will add, welcome to the team, Mr. Colin Sexton. I like that around there for him. So I've taken a couple of guys who are not so much upsidey, but are just going to get the last of it. This is, look, there you go, Terry Rozier. This was a guy that Matty said before he had his eyes on late. I know that I can get points and value of Colin Sexton. Good season for him last year, return to value. And in a point setting, nothing wrong with it. Absolutely fine with it. But again, we're trying to get as much. And here we go, Scoot Henderson. Now, it is points, it is steals, it is assists. Kingy, good upside pick from there. Karan, Mark Williams still on the board. Why not? Have a crack. Don't need it. I'm going to get the points that I can get from your Nurkic beforehand, and I'm okay with that. A really good season for Nurk last year, actually. Really solid season for Nurk and Phoenix last year, and kind of a little bit under the radar, especially when they start, talking about the Phoenix Suns in general. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal was the centerpiece. Tyus Jones is coming. Oh, what's going to happen with the point guard minutes? Who's going to distribute the ball? But again, in this setting, guys like Nurk kind of get slept on a little bit. Now, there was the antithesis. There's a big word for you for the day. Antithesis of Colin Sexton on the team, because it's the opposite of him. You don't want Keontae George to be great this year if you are a Colin Sexton owner. You'd rather see Keontae George get a bunch more minutes, but they did share the court a little bit last year. Jeremy Grant down the back there to Paul Martinez is great. Nick Weiland taking Keontae. Michael Porter Jr. to Alex Buratha was pretty solid as well. Now, this again, we're looking to finish off our team in the next couple picks. We are at the 12th pick of the 8th round right now. You can see that we're going 14 deep on here. So we are going to start to make it through this very, very quickly. But again, you're taking. Everyone's starting to think about it. Pirtle right now, not a bad shout whatsoever. And this is where, when you're at the turn, you can couple your guys. You have complete sway of how to tip the draft in your favor, no matter what it is. You look at it, you're like, yeah, I need that. Assist, great. What's Pirtle? What's Chris Paul? Both not scorers, specialists in their field. You're going to get a lot of rebounds from Pirtle. Fair. You're going to get a lot of assists. You're going to get some steals from Chris Paul. You're going to get blocks from Pirtle. So you're going to be getting little peripheral counting stats now. It's not so much driving on the points guys. As you saw there in that 8th round, the last of the great points guys can go. Check it out from the beginning of the round. Russell, Hero, Bogdanovic, Murray can blow up, Sexton, Rozier, Scoot Henderson. Porter can put up 20 for you. Same with Keon St. George. Jeremy Grant, yeah, the same. He can get you 20 points a game. Kind of a little bit slept on this year over in Portland with just it being Portland, really. And Anthony Simons coming back and Shaden Sharp coming back. What's going to happen with guys who they paid contracts to last year? Like Grant. Oh, now here we go. This is where the dudes start to move. We're into the hundreds. Draymond Green, great across the board. Valanciunas, rebound specialist. Hartenstein, rebound specialist. Going to get maybe a double-double a game. I've got a pure center. I've got 2 centers here. That's why I got Nurk. I think he can give me more passing out of the assist and put on those peripherals. I do like Hartenstein. Don't get me wrong. Damn it. You bastard, Trey Murphy. Whoo. See, here's slipping in drafts in all stocks, and this is now pick 102. Kingy, I hate you. I'm going to message Kingy. Hate you. Murphy was mine. Murphy was mine. Bastard. Murphy was mine. Bastard. Bastard. There we go. Herb Jones. Oh, would you like to just take all the Pelicans off the board? I'm probably looking now for, do I take Russie Westbrook? Do I just get a whole bunch of stuff that I need? You know what? I'm going to actually take Malik Monk. Or Pods. Let me get Pods. There's Podzemski. I am going to bring in Pods in this format because I think he's probably a top 100 player in points leagues this year. Kuminga, going to get a bump. I think he's going to get a bump. There's a little bit of upside for me with Pods, and I'm okay with that. But I now need to make sure that I get another forward because if I look down my roster here, I'll pull it up in a second. Here we go. Slide on down. Slide on down. I hate when Fantrax doesn't let me do this. Here we go. I've got Kawhi, Maxey, Barrett, LeBron. I need another forward in this forward spot. But I just know that I can get forwards a little bit later on. So I was a little bit okay with it. But now I am starting to freak out and just look for that forward spot. I don't want to team him up with Wiggins because that just seems like a shitty move. But maybe someone like Shaden Sharp with upside. I don't mind so much because it is a points league. OG Anunoby, not going to get me points. Those peripheral stats. But I think Shaden Sharp here could be a bit of a look. It's early morning Australia. All these Americans drafting with us. Gotta love it. Oh, OG Alex Buratha. Okay, welcome to the upside party. Mattrix, he is going to get points. And you son of a. I'm going to call this bastard straight. Oh, never mention a guy you want. Never mention a guy. You son of a bitch.
Could I snipe on you, Alex Buratha?
No.
I think he'd be on anyone's radar.
No. Shaden Sharp was on my radar next. I literally had just said him right here on the pod, and then you swooped in and took him, and I hate you, you bastard.
That's good value in that round.
He's just going to get points. Right there at 110. And I think you've undone Steve from the pod, Menace Podmen as well, because he's now thinking about Marcus Smart. There you go. And Alex Buratha before that, in a points league, Alex Buratha, such a huge bump in value.
Yeah, and even in other leagues, I just think with how many blocks I saw him get in his 22 minutes a night playing against men as, younger than he is now, obviously.
Yeah.
He's going to just keep getting those blocks, and I'm actually looking at him for that source of blocks in this region, even in cat leagues.
Now, I'm going to do that as well because I'm going to pull up. Someone's just gone before that. I'm going to bring up now because he's forward eligible, and I said I wanted some more forward. I could probably squeeze away here with Zach Edey going off the board. Dan Gafford's on board for me, and I love Gafford and what he can do. Do I do that, or do I grab someone like maybe a Gary Trent for some more points and some forward eligibility, or someone like maybe Andrew Wiggins?
I think there's a few less question marks around Dan Gafford in this region. So, yeah, that's probably not the sexy pick. But, yeah, look, it's Dan Gafford. A Kongwu, blokes like that were in my queue. I probably went a bit early on Collins. So, didn't need, I suppose, another center. So.
Yeah, and again, I got my handcuff center with Jusuf Nurkic there as well. Early on, he was like my last of my best points league centers. that I was thinking of, especially if I do get Embiid. But I've also partnered Embiid up there with Tyrese Maxey. So that's my little bit of a handcuff. Like, I know he's going to go out of the way and do some work there. And then hopefully we can just keep on piling on the points.
Absolutely.
Mate, I can tell you're out of the cart. Thank you. And also, I love you, but I hate you, you bastard. That sharp pick was absolutely genius stroke. Cheers, Matty.
Cheerio.
Bastard. Absolute bastard. All right, Jaden Ivey. He's going to absolutely get you points and points in spades. That's what he does. He's going for Malik Monk was the other guy there, the guard who I was talking about. So I'm really stacked at the guards. And let me just bring my my roster back up here to show you for 1 second. I'm starting to fill up and I'm in my reserve spots now. So I've got a whole bunch there that I've filled out my spots. I will bring up my team at the end. But now going off, Zubac, love that pick from Karan. Malik Monk, love it. Brogdon, love it. Amen Thompson going off the board now. Okay, so we're all just piling on the last. This is where in a points draft, you have to have a plan. You've got to get those specialists and pull down where you can get guys who are getting a lot of value really, really quickly because they're going to be specialists around now. The last great scores, here you go. Blocks and rebounds. Cool. 2 categories. So you fill your cup with guys who can get across the board and then you fill it out from there. And then you start to go like, who's going to get me some points, rebounds, assists? Okay. Who's going to give me heaps of rebounds? Who's your 12 rebounds a bloke day? Cool. Who's going to get your 12 assists? No one. Outside of ranks, no one. Now, I love this pick to finish out the round. Denny Advia, Brock Lopez before that, Amen Thompson, Brogdon, and now we are into the 11th round. We are picking, we're in the 12th round. Here we go. Cam Johnson, love that. So we're in round 11, and we're on our second pick, Dante DiVincenzo. Liking these picks. These are the guys, again, specialists. Points, they're going to get those and generate those from threes. They're going to get rebounds or steals. Cam Johnson, probably some more a rebound specialist than anything else. Now, I am looking for some cheeky value here for, I know it's not sexy because he doesn't get the points, but what does Ben Simmons give you? Well, he's going to get you 6 to 8 rebounds a game. He is going to get you like 5 to 7 assists a game and maybe 6 to 8 points standing in the dunker spot. So he is up. There he goes. Karan taking Ben Simmons. I like that a lot. He's going to give you across the board stats. Another guy that I'm liking around here would probably be, now, I did like a Kongwu, like Maddie said, but I'm just not on it. And you can see guys here like Walker Kessler are absolutely sitting there. A Kongwu, Caruso, Grayson Allen. I think people are really sleeping on Grayson Allen this year. Sohan, damn you, Kingy, you bastard, taking him again. This is like, Kingy is just bloody, message me back, you bar. Oh, I know how focused he gets in this, and I'm focused. Wow. Do I do Karis LeVert? I mean, he's like the 6th man, and he's always going to score out of. Doesn't give me a lot of else. Josh Hart, okay, it's back to me already. I'm probably more high on Karis LeVert than I am. Wiggins can't be that bad this year. I know he's undraftable in some leagues, but I see a way. I just feel so uncomfortable taking this. I feel uncomfortable taking this bloke. Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins. There he is. I don't know what I'm getting from Andrew Wiggins. I never do. The last couple of seasons after basically being an all-star and personal stuff, I get it. But I don't trust it. But in a points league, he could be the last of the... Now, we're expecting the breakout from Kuminga, but if he doesn't, and Draymond's playing the small ball 5 with Trace Jackson Davis, who I like around this zone very much as well. There's Karras, the other guy I was thinking about. Oh, I was okay with the guard spots because I've got a lot of guards, so that's probably why I gave that my edge there to Wiggins. Gordon, I like this a lot. But back to Wiggins. If we're expecting this jump up from Kuminga, that diminishes the value of Wiggins. We're expecting Pods to step up. Could diminish the value of Wiggins. But we can expect a better season for Wiggins, I think, in some regard. A little bit more. Okay, Steve there taking Dennis Schroeder off the board. That is absolutely bloody massive. Now, Oh, Grayson Allen, I like this a lot. Russell Westbrook has to be the guy I take. It's got to be Westbrook. Like, surely now. Surely it's Westbrook. Surely it's Russell. Surely it's Brody. His value is down here, rank at 185. But if he intends on starting, I'm not getting triple doubles. I'd pick 134, 135. Thank God Mattrix has taken Grayson Allen and Asar Thompson. I mean, I don't mind the upside there, but there is no one in this draft room that has the potential of returning a triple double at least 10 times this season than Russell Westbrook. 5 times even. Maybe. Tyus Jones going, Okongwu going. This is fine, Kieran. This is fine, Keller. This is great. I'm going to have to take Westbrook. I'm going to absolutely have to take Russell Westbrook here. Oh, come on, please. Please, fantasy gods. Please, fantasy gods. Please. Oh, come on. No. Come on. Just draft Keller. Fantasy gods. Please. Please let me get Russell Westbrook. Yes! You bastards. Boom! Love it. In a points league, we might note that he can kook us left, right, and center sometimes, but there is just times that you can say, "G'day, Brody, and welcome to your team." The only thing that I see that diminishes value on is the ball in Jokic's hand. And I think that might shit him, to be honest, because we know that Westbrook loves to that. I'm just here to support and do the team. But then we saw that with one of the best players of all time in LeBron. Russell still he put up triple doubles every now and then, sure. But he will be active. He will be 100% active. Also, Jamal Murray gets injured a hell of a lot. And I don't think we talk about that enough when we're talking about Russell Westbrook, because if Jamal Murray does get injured again or go out for some games this year, I think Westbrook becomes, clearly he's going to be an option there that has to do a lot more on the court, and he'll put his hands up. Maybe he'll play good soldier along the way. But I think that is absolute value for Russell Westbrook. I don't see anyone else in this competition even being close to putting up a triple-double, apart from maybe Charlie Westbrook, who, if you look Westbrook up on your Fantrax list, you can get. But I love that there for Rusty. I really like the value, especially this deep in the 140 zone. Now, I've spoken that up enough after that one. In the round here, in round 12, we can see that Klay Thompson's gone off. Trace Jackson-Davis, love that pick from Kingy. Kingy and I are basically just marrying picks right there. Love it. Walker Kessler, Kelly Olynyk, Norm Powell. Back to the hands of Mr. Martinez at this round. Oh, he's thinking. He is thinking. Also, I've got 2 picks left, and I'm going to have to get my homeboy on the next one, because we've just done the Yahoo Top Target Show and ESPN. Buddy Hield, I like that. And now it's coming up to Baratol. I can't say it. Badalotta. There we go. Oh, he's taken my dude. I love that pick from him. I love that. Look, PJ Washington, I still think is exceptional value and players around this way. I think PJ Washington's going to have a solid season. Picking here around 145, which is in some league formats outside that. Now, we are going into the 12th round. So as you can see here, he was the 144th pick. Now, round 12, pick 12. If you were in a 12-player setup on Yahoo or ESPN, 144 is your last pick. It's it. You finished, you wrap the draft there, dunskies. Picking up someone like PJ Washington there, I think is absolute value. There is one last dude, though, who I have in mind that I think has been value across the board in every single format. There is one guy that is absolutely value in every format, on Fantrax, on ESPN, on Yahoo, in category leagues, everywhere. In category leagues, his value. In points leagues, his value. ESPN, Yahoo, Fantrax, wherever you do it, there is one guy, and I'm going to type his name into it, and hopefully don't watch me crumble right now. It's Al Horford. Al Horford has absolutely crumbled. Now, his rank here is 143. People don't want him. There's no upside here. There's no beauty. There's no glory in owning Al Horford when you draft him on draft day. But he is going to get so much burn as the starting center on a team that would like to repeat for the championship. Yeah, he won't play back-to-backs. That's completely fine. He's going to get I think he's going to still be value, and I think he's being slept on incredibly. And I think he takes a bit of a hit in points leagues, but now if I need that power forward spot, and that I'm going to probably look to him here. Oh, I wanted Robinson. Mitch Robinson here. Good pick. Karan taking Hendricks. Like Hendo, Karan. Settle down, Karan. You're fine. You're fine, Karan. You're fine. Now, other guys here that I like, I could add in. I've got guys like Mike Conley. He's still lurking around the bottom of my draft board here. DeAnthony Melton, you can see, is around here. Stephon Castle, Nemhard. There's Al Horford. There he goes, Kingy. This is going to be a podcast that turns into how much do I hate Kingy now. I love you, Kingy. That's, you know what? Who's going to get an absolute ton of points? Do I need another guard? Am I that off Jordan Clarkson? I mean, the emergence, he was down last year, but I actually am not against it at pick 150. Yeah. Yeah, Clarkson. He's going to get me a lot of points. I'm okay with that. He's going to get me a lot of points. He did distribute the ball a lot better previously, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm talking myself into this. I'm okay with Clarkson. I have taken a guard beforehand. The roster is filling out pretty well. I'm all right with this. All right. So far, recapping the team all the way down from top to bottom. This is 14 players deep. It's a big one. Embiid, LeBron, Kawhi, Maxey, Barrett, Giddey, Nurk, Sexton, Pods, Gafford, Wiggins, Westbrook, Clarkson. That's okay. Conley, again, was looking there, but I'm probably looking to get a guard forward eligible player on this one, to be honest. This is probably around guard forward eligible. Oh, do I get another center? A power forward? I probably need one. In 14 deep, do I get an Andre Drummond? Like another backup? I don't want another. Do I handcuff Joel Embiid that hard? Wendell Carter Jr. could be the starting center. Oh, it gets murky. It does get murky. Jonathan Isaac, powered forward center. Power forward Isaac. Risha Shea. Risha Shea is probably a barn burner. Oh, I could do that. Risha Shea. I'll put him in the queue because I do think there's value in Risha Shea around now, but I do another power forward center. Klingen, upside, Kalel Ware. Ooh, Drummond, Clowney. Now that is upside. I could reach with a lot of upside there for Noah Clowney. We are expecting a breakout from him this year. Oh, do I just target pure upside at the end? Christian Braun, I love that. That's where it gets hit. I'm comfortable. I'm going to take Clowney. I'm just going to go pure upside, and I'm going to draft him in flex. Draft now. Noah Clowney, Brooklyn Nets, right there, 162. I'm done. That's just a pure upside. Is my power forward center spot. We know that he's going to get a lot of burn. Claxton off to the side of him. We know that Clowney's going to stretch the floor. It's an unknown. If it doesn't work out, I can absolutely drop him. But for me, that's where I'm taking a guy like him because I think Andre Drummond will still be on the board at the end of this. I could always swoop in and get him. Makovic, upside there. Starting center for New Orleans, quite possibly. Either him or Misi. So we're not sure there. Kingy, he's going to probably take a bit of a swing or get some upside or target someone with a little bit of value for the end. And I think I've rounded out my draft pretty well. I'll go over the team in a second, but I think Karan has drafted very strong as well. Dyson Daniels, obviously. Adam Ricochet there for Karan. Again, another target that I had my eye on. But again, points, maybe getting it. I'm going to go I love that, Kingy. You message back. Bastard. There we go. Okay, Buratha with Andre. Andre Drummond, Matthew. Thank you. I will say that correctly. Bub Carrington, love that picked as well. Donovan Clingy, and this is where the upside guys go at the end. There we go. Finishing off the draft in the last pick was Bilal Coulibaly. And overall, I think a pretty solid draft. Mattrix at the back here, getting really great value picks to finish up off him with Gary Trent, Wendell Carter Jr. I love that. He took him off the board there, like I said, at the end. Thompson, Allen, Sharp, Saar, D'Angelo Russell, John Collins, Brandon Miller, Jared Allen, Paul George, Fred VanVleet, Sabonis, and Kevin Durant for Mattrix from Insight. And for me, I started with Embiid, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Tyrese Maxey, RJ Barrett, Josh Giddey, Yusuf Nurkic, Colin Sexton, Podziemski, my boy Pods, Gafford, Wiggins, Westbrook. Big numbers there from Rusty. Absolutely love this in the 12th round. Jordan Clarkson and Noah Clowney, a pure upside pick at the end there to finish off my draft. Okay, so big takeaways. Points leagues. Know you're in a points league compared to when you were in a head-to-head league. You need to know that in your setting. Absolutely imperative there. Next thing you want to be able to do. Take up with the guys who get all-round stats, points, rebounds, assists, those triple-double threats, your double-double threats. They need to be cleared off the board first and build around those for your team. Then you can start to add specialists and peripheral guys late who can also contribute and blow up and get you additional points and threes. Think those corner three guys. Corner three. They're going to get you the corner three, and they are going to put you in a position to win your league consistently. Why? Because they do offer you that upside, and they also offer you counting stats to help get those points up in there. Again, it's not category leagues, it's points. Draft strong, draft hard like that. On projections, I'm probably up the top around that. To be fair, I have to message Kingy to see who won the draft in the end, but it was very tight, those last picks, all focused on upside, and I think it's pretty bloody close. And I took again at the end, I took a gamble who I can drop with Clowney and then come back. Whereas I could have taken an Andre Drummond or get someone who'd get some counting stats. Why? Because Drummond's rebound numbers are extraordinary. And I can pretty much put on like 15 points a game with those alone. Clowney might not get that, but I favored some upside until the very end. Really strong drafting, really well done by everyone in the draft. Thanks very much to all the analysts for getting in there. And thanks very much to Alex Buratha for hosting. It was absolute hoot. We'll see you soon. Take care, everyone. Oh,